So take your normal setup. Okay, that is actually a bit further back than you normally would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, but this is where so get your head up here. Go ahead and let your upper body and everything move back. So now what I want you to feel, I'm gonna let your hands come back to like the center of your body, okay? You're used to setting up with your hands a little too far forward, and that makes you wanna get your upper body too far forward. So now, for right now, we're gonna put your hands just ahead of your zipper, like the butt of the club, okay? So not out here, this is too far. And so now once you're here, how do you feel your pressure is different from where it was?
I just feel a lot more on my right foot.
Okay, so now.
And a little more tilt to the right.
So you were 60-40 to start with, and now you're 50-50.
Okay.
And I find that for this pattern, it feels a lot better to bias the trail leg. Much, much better. Versus sitting way on the front, because sitting on the front is fine if you want to create a lot of rotational speed. But with this pattern, you don't need rotational speed because you're replacing it with a throwing motion. That active throw, like again, you've got leverage, rotation, width, right? If you take out one, you had to replace it with thumb. But once we have that throw in there, we want to start biasing everything to favor that throw. So if you were to throw a ball, I promise you, you wouldn't do it like you're trying to right now. You would throw off your back foot. So at setup, you're gonna start biasing and feeling 60-40 this way, if anything, so that you feel like you're set up way more behind the ball, which is gonna be unusual at first, okay? So now when you go to the top, I want you to get into that right leg even a little bit more. Yep, perfect. So now when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're perfectly behind the ball, but you probably feel way more over there than you're really.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, from here, I just want you to push off that right leg as you're bringing your hands down, but your head's gonna stay back. Yep, there you go, perfect. That's it. This is literally all you need to do, and the rest of your swing's fine. So it's just very, very different, but when you think about it in the context of a throw, it makes perfect sense to start over here, get deeper into here. So most golfers kind of want to start on the left side because it gives you a security sense of feeling you're going to be able to get back to the ball.
And hit the ball first.
Exactly, right? So then they kind of start there and they stay there and then they get out in front. So I had him going through very much the same thing. And I said, the biggest thing he's got to feel is get behind and stay behind. And that's going to be the exact same thing for you because you're in front and then more in front, right? So now you're going to set up behind, get deeper into it and stay into it. Now, of course, your pelvis has got to move laterally.
Right.
But what that's really doing as you start thinking about this in the context of the throw is making room for that elbow.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is literally the only thing that I really want to tackle with you is get this together, get behind, start out feeling more, like right now you're 50, 54, 46 kind of thing. So, but I know you probably feel 80-20, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the force plate's helpful for that. So it's not anywhere near what you think, and then get deeper into it, and then let your hips swing back to make room. Yep, there you go, just like that. So let's make a few practice swings like that with some speed to it. I just want to watch them here. Your hands are too far forward. Yep, there you go. Okay, do it a couple times. Okay, so I'm gonna put this shaft against your head and I'm gonna try and move you a little bit. And I'm gonna try to keep you from moving too far forward. So square your shoulders up. Yeah, there you go. But just let your whole body kind of shift in there. There you go. You see, you're gonna lose your balance a couple times at first, but I'm trying to keep you from going too far toward the screen. There you go. Now, as you're coming through, I want you to make that pressure shift back to the lead side, but really it's more coming from your lower body. Your upper body is gonna get moved a little bit too. But then from there, I want you to let that hand start to throw the club back. And when you do that, that's when your head actually moves back. So it's kind of like this. I'm on my right side, I get a little bit deeper into it. I shift back, you can see my head moving just a little bit because my whole center of mass is moving forward just a little, but it's primarily my pelvis. And then once I'm here and I go to throw, that's when my head goes back and then the club helps pull me forward. So when you think of it that way, it's getting into it, hips going forward, yeah, good. And then when you throw, perfect, exactly like so. When your leg starts to extend up, your lead leg, it's helping push your head back and that gives you a little bit more room to release the club, and that's what you're missing because you can't throw, like you had your arms really jammed up, right? So as you push off that lead leg extending is allowing my arm to straighten. Whereas you're kind of like this,
And then,
Yeah, exactly. So when you feel that way, get into it. Everything comes back just a little bit. Yep. And then as you straighten, that's when your head goes back, and then the momentum of the club will pull your head all the way into it. Close. I'm gonna have you do it one more time for me. I'm gonna grab your head. I'm gonna actually help you move here. See how you're wanting to, even in the back swing,
I want to
you're
go.
wanting to go this way.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm gonna move your head as you go back. Don't be afraid to get into that right side as much as you can. There you go.